Today's episode is on chaos. Just the wild, unbridled, unfettered chaos. It's what we're talking about on this episode of the Driving with Rob podcast. Chaos. C-H-A-O-S. Chaos. We all have our own version of what chaos means. And it's pretty much always a negative. But there are people in this world who thrive on chaos. They want chaos. Chaos makes them feel alive. It's in the quiet moments that they feel uncomfortable. Now, I'm not here to defend chaos or to defend those people who need it or try to convince you that it's not a bad thing. I really do think it's a bad thing. I really do think chaos is a bad thing. And if you remember the movie Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum played a guy named Dr. Malcolm, who was a professor of chaos and chaos study. And as a matter of fact, at one point in the movie, he referred to himself as a chaotician. And in his version of chaos, it was basically the general chaos of life on Earth. How things happen, good things and bad things, happen at random, without warning, from out of nowhere. But sometimes violent, catastrophic things happen that you have no control over. And that's chaos. But with all the riots and everything that were going on, I got to thinking about chaos. And I really do believe that the riots, the looting, the vandalism, the random acts of violence have all been orchestrated by somebody or a group of people. And it's these kinds of people that I say thrive on chaos. Now, this organized chaos is not really people who enjoy chaos. They're trying to create chaos as a means of achieving their political goals. President Trump often refers to himself as the law and order candidate, the law and order president. So the opposite of order is chaos. And I really believe that these people who are trying to create chaos as the means to a political end are really trying to make the case for order and control being a myth and being a dream, that there is no such thing. But in my opinion, if you're creating the chaos yourself, if it's premeditated, then no, you didn't prove your point about chaos. Because in my definition of chaos, chaos is something that happens naturally and at random. If you're creating chaos, then that's a form of control too. But there are some people in this world who just absolutely cannot stand peace and quiet. They really can't. The wild, manic, out of control, hyper ADD person is very uncomfortable when things are calm and quiet. Whether you call it the demons in their head or just the fact that they're hyper and ADD. Whatever it is, they can't calm their mind down enough to deal with calm and quiet. They need a little bit of chaos in their life. And in the extreme cases, will create chaos because there's not enough going on. They'll create chaos because they want something to happen, because they're bored and they need some excitement. And they will go into a quiet, cool, calm situation and create as much chaos as they can. But then on the flip side, you have people with anxiety, people who are just anxious all the time. And a lot of ADD people and a lot of chaos people are kind of anxious and have anxiety all the time. And whenever something bad is happening, whenever something chaotic, something wild and extreme is happening, it takes their mind off the things that they can't stop worrying about. And a little bit of chaos makes them feel better. But I really think that a lot of the people that want to create chaos don't necessarily want to create chaos. They'll say that they do, but what they really want is a distraction. Something that will take their mind off of all these thoughts that never seem to stop. And like I said, they'll go into a calm, serene situation, and it's too quiet for them. They can't stand it because it lets them think too much. So they'll create some turmoil and chaos to take their minds off of it. But then you have people like me who like a little order. and who like things to be calm and cool and collected. And when people like me look at the chaos people, you just struggle with it in your mind to figure out what makes these people tick. Why do they act this way? Why do they feel this way? Because it's a way that I've never felt. Because I've never woken up in the morning and thought to myself, I need to stir up something today. I need to cause some trouble today. I need to get into something today. And I think that feeling that you need to create some chaos and you need to make some stuff happen really comes down to a sign of immaturity. It's like having a hyperactive puppy. You know, you think that you wish this puppy would just lay down and take a nap, but it can't. And it doesn't know why it's that way. It doesn't know why it feels that way. It just does. But like a hyperactive ADD person, that little puppy can't sit still. That little puppy can't be still. It has to have something going on all the time. And in the absence of chaos, it'll go out and create some chaos. It'll start barking at the neighbor's dog. It'll start chasing squirrels. It'll bring you a tennis ball and want you to throw it. And the word you often hear about a little puppy like that is he's playful. What he really is chaotic. He's running, playing, running, sees something shiny and stops. Now he has to go investigate that. But I think there are some people who just thrive on chaos, puppies included. They can't calm down, they can't relax. And unfortunately, there are certain organizations with a political agenda who are taking advantage of the chaotic people. And there are certain political organizations in this election year that unfortunately are manipulating and using the chaos people to try to meet their political goals. But I think by and large, most grown people, most mature adult people want peace and serenity. They don't want chaos. And that's the podcast for today. Thanks for listening. Click on like, click on subscribe and follow. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye now.